Terrell Owens, and I've told this to Sean on a previous show, and I've told him this in off-air talks. Terrell Owens was the man they should have kept in Dallas for Dez Bryant's sake, because Dez Bryant, when he first got in for the first couple of years, didn't really take care of his body. He wasn't a gym rat like he kind of is now. Terrell Owens could have gotten him going a little bit faster because he would have set an example. Terrell Owens, workout-wise, sets an example to take care of your body. He takes care of himself. 38, he's 39. And I'm guaranteed he still probably got an 8-pack. Speaking of Tony Romo, he gets a big fat deal. $108 million over 5-6 years. And I'm just like, wow, the market for quarterbacks has really gone to hell. Period. It's gone to hell. Tony Romo, you are good, but you have had your pick of the litter of receivers. You've had the pick of the litter at receivers. Miles Austin, Dez Bryant, Roy Williams, I guess, Terrell Owens, Patrick Creighton. You've had your pick of the litter at wide receiver, and you have only won one playoff game, and you get a $100 million contract. That's not telling of your talent. That's telling of the market. Because I guarantee you, if the market was better, you might be out of a job, or they're bringing in somebody to challenge you for that starting spot. The Dallas wanted Tony Romo as the all-omnipotent leader of the Dallas Cowboys. Well, they got him, and he's led them to mediocre seasons and 2 seasons without a playoff and not making the playoffs. You had the chance 2 years in a row to make the playoffs, and you didn't make it. You didn't make it. You just didn't make it. The year before that, you never came close. Albeit there was injuries and all this other stuff. I understand. Dallas is not going to go anywhere with Tony Romo, period. If Dallas makes the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised. If they make it to the Super Bowl, I may start going back to church again. I might have to. That's crazy. It's crazy. I don't think how do you give that man that much money? But I understand it's the market and where the contract was. Where the contract was, I understand why they had to do it. I hope they ask him to restructure the next year or two. This is not helping. This is not conducive to the health of the Dallas Cowboys. It's not conducive. It's really not. Yeah. I mean, they're going to be in the same boat there. It would surprise me they got out of that rut they're in. They're going to have the same head coach, the same owner, the same quarterback, the same mentality. And speaking of mentality and the Dallas Cowboys, Dez Bryant says he could be the first 2,000 receiving yard wide receiver and have 20 touchdowns. Well, it is possible. I'm not going to say it's not possible. This is a passing league now, but I don't see them winning games. You don't let Tony Romo throw a whole lot. Well, you do, but you don't. You let him throw when you need to. Dallas needs running backs. They need to establish the run game, need to get back to have a balanced attack, and then that way they can start really, really winning games. Because I'm seeing because the more Romo throws, the more likely it is he'll throw a pick. Just that simple. It's just that simple. He's gonna throw picks. I mean, every quarterback throws picks, but he throws them at the wrong time. And the one thing about a run game, it'll slow the game down. If it slows the game down and Dallas is an efficient passing offense, then they can do this. They can make a run. However, it's always something. I don't trust Jason Garrett as a head coach. He'd be a good coordinator if his thumb isn't up his behind, or he's not very cocky, but as a coach, I can't get behind it. I mean, Wade Phillips, granted, he was, looked like an old marshmallow man, but I don't know. I just don't see I don't see Jerry Jones changing his philosophy. It's one of those things of he doesn't do well with alpha male coaches. Jerry Jones does not do well with alpha male coaches, as in coaches that are dominant, that want to actually do their job without having everybody run to Jerry with for a sob story and a pity party. That's the problem. If Jerry Jones was to take a step back, let people do what they need to do, like the coach, and coach the team without any of his big influence or any of all this other crap and drama, maybe Dallas could return to form, win some playoff games, maybe get to a Super Bowl, maybe win a Super Bowl, and be America's team again. Haven't won a playoff, I mean, it's just ridiculous. They are a mediocre team. The only reason they're not subpar or a crappy team like the Raiders have been is because they actually have talent and they have some degree of control and mental acumen. I'm not saying the Raiders are dumb, but hey, all I'm saying is, Dallas has talent to compensate for its deficiencies in certain places. I mean, like Jerry said, the window's closing. Well, the window's now a little open more for Tony Romo. It is. So now you got Romo, who's got an extra leash on life as a Dallas Cowboy, but I don't think he's going to do much with it. At least not this year. I got my money on the Redskins, the Giants, and that division alone. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with Philly and Michael Vick. Then in the NFC West, you have Seattle and the Niners. NFC South, you have the NFC South, you got Atlanta, you have the Saints. NFC North, Green Bay still around. Minnesota's getting better. If Detroit can get a few key players in the secondary and keep people healthy, they're a challenge too. Like I said, I really don't see Dallas doing anything this year. They can go 8-8 again, 7-9, 6-10 would be just abysmal. Or maybe they can go 10-6 and not make the playoffs. I don't know. I just don't see them doing it because they have the same things in place. They have the same environment, the same culture. A culture of mediocrity, a culture of fluff as opposed to function. They have, inconsistent production, nothing consistent, nothing that maintains. They have all of these things, and they're just going to and they're just gonna be mediocre. Now if they break the glass ceiling, albeit that's great. That's great for them. But I don't see it happening. Not while I'm saying this. Jerry Jones there, okay, that's one thing. He's the owner. That's not changing. Jason Garrett there, it's not going to happen. Tony Romo there, maybe. I would have loved to see Rob Ryan as the head coach, or if he ever wanted to come back, Bill Cowher. I just have this thing with Bill Cowher. I could see him as a Dallas Cowboy head coach, and I'm picturing it in my mind right now, and it would be beautiful. At the same time, I don't know if Romo can handle it. Romo would have a broken soul dealing with Bill Cowher. Bill Cowher, the analyst, is, oh, yeah, da-da-da-da-da, tells his jokes. Bill Cowher, the coach? Really and truly, I would have, I would actually trust Pete Carroll more than I would trust Jason Garrett as the head coach. In fact, I'll say this. They should have fired Jason Garrett and got Lovie Smith. And kept Rob Ryan. That'd be so beautiful. That would have been beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And then bring in Norv Turner as the offensive coordinator. Hello? I know New Herman's. Hello? It makes sense. You should have got rid of Jason Garrett. You should have got Lovie Smith, and you should have got Norv Turner as your offensive coordinator. And kept Rob Ryan. The defense was doing better, albeit they were injured. They were doing better. You would have an offensive mind, near genius in Norv Turner, and you have Lovie Smith who can actually inspire and motivate people. I look at Jason Garrett. I hear him talk in the locker room. What? I'm just like, okay, this is making paint dry. I'm like, am I supposed to be hyped for the game now? Like, do I have to go listen to I got to go listen to clips or something? Or 50 Cent? Like, coach, like, come on, get us a little motivated here. Get us motivated. Motivate us. Come on. Sheesh.